Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video. So, I have a question for everyone today, and I think it's kind of a big question. So, when you have a thought and you are judging somebody based off of maybe how they look, how they act, or whatever they're doing in their life, um, have you ever really stopped to think about where that came from, where that judgment came from? Uh, and the reason that I ask this is because I see a lot of it. I'm guilty of it. And it's not actually good for your mental health, okay? It's judgments themselves are they're like these little emotions that are negative. Well, they can be negative. And of course, we don't want negative emotions. We don't want negative thoughts because that is not good for your mental health, right? So, kind of when you're sitting there and you're having a judgment towards somebody that's negative, I would say maybe just stop, recognize it. Okay, whatever the judgment is, say you see somebody wearing a pair of shoes. I've had this happen to me before. And you don't like those shoes. Okay, so you make a judgment and you may even say something to them about it, right? Well, the question is like, where did that come from? Why are you having that judgment? Why do you even care what that person is wearing? Why do you care what that person is doing? As long as they're not doing something that's wrong, something that's going to hurt you or hurt themselves or hurt others. Like, why do you actually care? All right. The reason that we have this is because we've learned it. We've learned it from our parents. We've learned it from our teachers. We've learned it from friends. And this all happened a long time ago. I'm 34, so this would be a long time ago for me. But this happened when you were young, right? Around the ages of, let's say, between 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 years old, all right? You start getting these the judgments, you start learning things from people. And, before that age, around when you're 1, 2, maybe even 3 years old, you're tend to be friends with like everyone and you're not having judgments towards them. You don't care what they're wearing, you don't care what they're doing. As long as they're not hurting you, then you don't even actually care. You don't care where they live, you don't care how they look, you don't care how they talk. Nothing of that sort actually matters, all right? And I think it's important to try to get back to that kind of thinking, all right, where as long as somebody isn't actually doing something wrong or isn't doing something harmful to themselves or to you or anyone around them, then why even bother wasting your time judging them? Because it doesn't actually matter. They're just going to do it anyways because that's what they want to do, or if they want to wear a shirt or they want to wear some kind of piece of clothing, then they're going to wear that. And it doesn't really matter what you say. Now, if you do come across a person and you judge them and you say, hey, your shirt looks terrible, doing that isn't bringing somebody up. It isn't helping their mental health. It isn't helping your mental health, but it definitely isn't helping their mental health. And now you're making a judgment towards them and you're putting them down, okay? And that's not something we want to do because putting somebody down, it doesn't help their mental health, right? And we as humans, we have to live around each other. We're around each other all the time. So why not create a positive environment, all right? And this kind of goes back to the old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. Well, it goes along with your thoughts, okay? Because your thoughts is where it all starts. So stop that thought. Find out where it came from. Is it even yours? More than likely it isn't. And then try to understand it doesn't actually matter whether I think it's okay or I don't think it's okay. It doesn't matter. So there's no point in even judging somebody on it in the first place. And you'll find over time, if you're able to start thinking this way, that your mind will actually just kind of clear up. You'll get some more area in your mind that'll clear up and it'll be a lot more positive. And you'll act a lot more positive around others, all right? You'll start having this tension between a lot of people, just based off of past experiences. Maybe you've judged them, but you can turn those relationships around. It is possible. But the first thing you have to do is really just watch those judgments that are going through your mind. And absolutely do not, if it is going to be something negative, do not say it out loud to somebody. You can think it, do not say it, all right? Unless they're about to get hurt, and that's something completely different. That isn't a judgment. That's a fact. You know, you're about to get hurt. You shouldn't do that. But you don't have to call them stupid either, because that's a judgment, all right? So, yeah, just think about this kind of stuff when you're interacting with other humans or anybody around you. Think about how you're thinking and think about what you're really saying to them. And I think you'll find as time goes on, it'll be difficult at first, but it'll get a lot easier because you'll create this habit in your mind. And like I said, you'll start creating more peace in your mind. You'll start creating more peace with those that are around you. And you'll really just be able to live a more enjoyable life, which in the end helps your mental health, right? That's what we're here for, is to help your mental health. So if you like this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and let others know about this if you want to. Have a blessed day.